So here's the edits. Quickly, I'll just show you what I do as when I'm in the library. Let's see if I can get this highlighter up. So if I'm in library, I go to full screen for when I edit down. So I literally just go through with the arrow, and I would say pick the ones I like. And let's pick that one, and let's pick these two. So anyways, pretend there's 300 photos here I went through, and then I picked my favorites quickly this way, and then I went and pushed the / key. Then this comes up here, text attribute. I only use the metadata and attribute on this one, but I would go attribute star, and then that gives me all the ones that I wanted to keep without deleting anything, just in case somebody says, hey, where's that one photo? Because that does happen. Okay, so now to editing. Just click on one, go to develop. So this is on the right here, is that what I was talking about. You got hue, saturation, luminance, and all. I am on saturation only because that does the most of what I want. So let's go up and start how I would start. So you kind of have plenty of clouds in the sky, so I wouldn't do the highlights too much. But typically I come down on the highlights. Let's just do that for fun. So I would go to about there, shadows up a little bit, just to add a little bit. Since I brought the highlights down, her face is a little not as light as I'd like, so I would go up. And this just makes the whole photo look a little more airy. Bring the blacks down, just to, what blacks do is gives it richer color. She's not actually that orange on my computer. I would up the vibrance because, anyways, I kind of want to get more like the yellow, more yellow maybe, the blue in the water, more blue. Never hit saturation because that's usually way too much. And then I would come down, I would actually bypass that. I actually luminance about here on all of the photos and just keep it all in the same range. Your computer should automatically do some sharpening. So I luminance about to here. When it gets darker and this is way grainy in the back, I'll up that more depending. So now that would be it, and then I would select all, sync, and then that synchronize all of them because that's pretty much what I would do to all of them anyways. So let's do that, and then I'll come back to here. I want to make her a little less orange, so I would start with the orange and click it down. As you can see, you don't want to take too much out. So I like there. I might up the blues to make the blues more in her dress, and over here pop more. So I up the blues. Let's see what happens when I go a little more yellow. So when you go a little more yellow, that's not too bad. You can see more green. The more yellow I put in, I can see more green in the image. So I would come over here to pinks, up the pinks. Who doesn't like pink? And I wouldn't do any haze. Let's look at how sharp she is at 3:1. Yeah, see, she's pretty sharp. You can always add clarity if you want. And sometimes if they're a little soft in the face, I would go here, option reset, and go to sharpness, and just sharpen the eyes and teeth, mouth. That's just because when you're zoomed in that far, and then you zoom back out, it just looks that much cooler. I would have taken these natural as well, just for future. I would have taken some flash and natural. Because it's the morning, you're still going to get clouds shooting out. And I know you would have, but I think I told you not to, or told you to do some, which is no big deal. And I would probably just try to lighten this up a little bit more. See what happens when we add more color. Yeah, that's straighten the horizon. And then I would sync them again because I just did all of that. But I would get rid of the brush, because I did that with the sharpening sync. Okay, let's see what it did to this one. So this one's just a little darker, so we would just keep all the same and then lighten it up. And that looks nice, and then I would probably crop it too. Oops, I don't know why that's on there, so we reset, reset. I would get some of this darkness out, but not all of it. Let's see what it did to your other shoot. See, it's actually pretty good. We would just take the saturation down, lighten it up, and I'm seeing a little more green here that I like, so I would go down just to here and yellow and green down. And again, I'm not seeing that there's that much orange on my computer from the way you took it, which is good. Let's go down in the blue. I actually want to go up yellow even more. Yellow is good. Orange is dehazed orange, just doesn't look good. Let's see how much pink. Okay, I did like that much pink in it. Up the vibrance a little bit. I'm just playing with it just to see. Don't really need any of that out. And again, you want orange, you don't want them to look dead. So we do want some orange in the face. She's kind of that yellowish color. So I just take maybe more yellows, not too much, because you're going to affect the trees here. And it's a good crop. Let's see. Let's go to the next one. Previous it, because it's going to be close. Actually, since there's a little more sun coming in to the right, we're actually going to change this a little bit. It was a little more yellow. Let's pull the blues back into play. The baby is a little bit blown out, but not bad. Sony takes pretty decent sharpness. I mean, you can't really bring the highlights down anymore. The whites you can, so yeah, that helped a little bit. So all I did was click the whites, come back out. I'm going to lighten it up a little bit. And do I like that crop? Let's see. Let's see, now we go back, and that's fairly close. I still think she's a little not natural. Let's add some orange back to her. Since we took, Yeah, that's better. And she's lighter than he is, so he probably got some sun. So I would just bring the blues back, brighten them both up. And honestly, that would be it. Anyways, that's if you like how I did that, let me know. All I do is I do those first settings, and then I go in and change it here and there as needed. But the main thing is to make them look like this one. Make the light, like when they go from one to the other, one's not really different lighting than the other. I can already see that these two, we could have added a little more yellow. The second one and brighten up the first one. Her face is a little darker. And they're almost, they're real close. So anyways, that's it for this one.